The golf world has been wondering for years what happened to Rickie Fowler, the man who won the 2023 Rocket Classic and seemed poised for a resurgence, has been inconsistent, missing cuts, and struggling to find his rhythm. But the answer wasn't in his swing, it was in his sinuses. According to ESPN's Doug Bell, Fowler has been dealing with a serious sinus infection since the 2023 Ryder Cup in Rome, more than 2 years of playing through an illness that simply wouldn't go away. He's had a serious sinus infection for more than 2 years, and after this season concludes, they've tried all the antibiotics and medicine. They're going to have to do surgery. The infection has been far from a minor inconvenience. Fowler has experienced high fevers during tournaments, including a 102 to 103-degree fever at the 2026 Truist Championship, where he still managed to finish second. The illness has affected his ability to hit short putts, made him feel loopy, and left his voice congested and coarse. The man who was once one of the most consistent players on tour was fighting a battle nobody knew about.
Fowler's struggling putting have been one of the most discussed topics in golf for the past 2 years. Critics have questioned his technique, his confidence, and his ability to close out tournaments. But the truth was far simpler and far more frustrating. "I haven't been able to hit short putts," Fowler admitted after a round affected by the infection. The sinus issues were making it difficult to focus, disrupting his depth perception and undermining the confidence that once made him one of the most feared putters on tour. The infection has been particularly stubborn. Antibiotics haven't worked, medicines have failed to provide lasting relief. The only solution left is surgery, a procedure that Fowler, according to reports, is not looking forward to. But the decision to go under the knife is also a sign of hope. After years of managing the symptoms, Fowler is finally taking the step that could free him from the illness that has held him back. The putts that have frustrated fans for 2 years may have nothing to do with technique. Fowler's health struggles didn't begin with the sinus infection. The 37-year-old has been fighting through injuries for years. In 2025, he dealt with bursitis and fluid buildup in his left shoulder, requiring medication every week just to compete. The 2025 campaign was rough for Rickie Fowler because of his shoulder injury. He played 21 events, made 18 cuts, but had only 3 top 10 finishes. Fowler had been on medication every week to overcome bursitis and fluid buildup in his shoulder. The shoulder issues led to surgery, and the recovery process was grueling. Then Fowler had to navigate the 2026 season while simultaneously managing the sinus infection that had been draining his energy and focus. Despite everything, he has kept himself in contention for the Tour Championship. The man who has been struggling on the course has been fighting a two-front war with his own body. The surgery is scheduled after the PGA Tour season concludes, following the Tour Championship. It'll be the first time in more than 2 years that Fowler will have a real chance to get healthy. He said he's not looking forward to it, and it really has held him back. And that's kind of unknown. We didn't know that about Rick. But the surgery also represents a new beginning. For the first time since 2023, Fowler could enter a season fully healthy, without the weight of an infection affecting his performance. The question now is whether the procedure will be the key to unlocking the form that made him one of the most popular players on tour. The procedure comes at a critical moment in Fowler's career. At 37, he's in the prime of his career, but time is running out to add to his 6 PGA Tour victories. A full recovery from the sinus surgery could be the boost he needs. The man who has been struggling through pain for 2 years is finally about to get the relief he needs. Despite the health challenges, Fowler has found a way to perform when it matters most. In the final Rocket Classic, he secured a T8 finish, climbing into the top 25 of the season money list with $4.8 million in earnings. At the FedEx St. Jude Championship, Fowler posted a 4-under-66, bouncing back after a difficult second round to remain in contention for a spot in the BMW Championship. He's currently ranked number 31 in the FedExCup projections, just 1 spot outside the Tour Championship cut line. The fact that Fowler has kept himself in playoff contention while dealing with such a serious health issue is a testament to his resilience. He sits at 30th in the FedExCup standings heading into the BMW Championship with a chance to qualify for the Tour Championship. That changes the perspective on his year, one report noted. Instead of wondering why he wasn't contending every week, it's worth recognizing the level of golf he continued to play while managing a significant health issue. The man who has been written off by critics has quietly kept his career alive through sheer determination. Rickie Fowler's surgery announcement has stunned the golf world, but it has also answered questions that have lingered for years. The struggles, the inconsistencies, the missed opportunities, they all make sense now. Fowler has been playing through a serious sinus infection for more than 2 years. He's dealt with fevers, fatigue, and focus issues that would have sidelined most players. And despite it all, he's kept himself in playoff contention and earned nearly $5 million. The surgery is a risk, but it's also a chance at a fresh start. If the procedure is successful, Fowler could enter the 2027 season healthier than he's been in years, and that could mean a return to the form that made him one of the most feared players on tour. The questions now are impossible to ignore. Will the surgery finally solve Fowler's health issues? Can he make a run at the BMW Championship and qualify for the Tour Championship? And what does his resilience say about the challenges of competing at the highest level while fighting a hidden battle? One thing is certain, the man who has been written off by critics is not done yet, and the golf world will be watching every shot.